So, I don't know about you guys, but every now and then I do a search for my name on YouTube just to see if anyone's talking about me, maybe made a video response that they didn't bother to post or something. Maybe that sounds a little narcissistic, but it actually does happen. I've actually discovered a couple of videos that have me in the tagline and no one bothered to inform me. And I encountered one such video yesterday that, well, you'll have to see it for yourself. Watch.
And the YouTuber I discovered was this person called BionicDance. And I happened across one of her videos to Blast. And I had never seen any of her videos before this. Didn't even know she existed.
Clearly I need to learn to promote myself better, I guess. Oh well.
And I started to leave a comment after I viewed her video. I started to say, I tried to tell him this exact same thing months ago. And you have about as much chance getting through to him as he has changing the meaning of the N-word. It's just not going to happen. He's too far gone.
And after that Stickum session last night with you and Blast and all those other people, I have to agree. That guy is... Don't get me started, okay? I have not genuinely hated anybody as much as I fucking hate Blast right now. Seriously. I mean, not even Shatner, gets that kind of rage for me anymore. Seriously, it's just... He would not let anyone get a fucking word in, and he would go on and on and on. He wouldn't give direct answers to direct questions. He was condescending. Don't get me started. Just saying.
But setting aside Blast for the moment, actually setting aside him forever.
Well, you got that right. I'm prepared to do it.
Let me talk to and about BionicDance. And I have a feeling this is going to be one of those videos I end up regretting.
When I first saw this video, I thought I was about to have to engage in ponage. I actually thought I was about to have to rip you a new one, guy, but keep watching, folks. This does not turn into ponage, I swear. Trust me.
I'm done trying to be politically correct. I'm going to talk about the things that interest me, and I'm not going to pull any punches, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm going to be honest, and if my words inadvertently hurt anyone, tell me, and we'll talk about it. Because I'm not trying to hurt anyone.
You see what I mean? The way he's phrasing this, it sounds like he's about to criticize the shit out of me. Like I'm about to be told that my videos suck, that my ideas and my points are laughable or something. It sounded like I was about to be ripped a new one. It really does. But trust me, keep watching.
But about 60 seconds or so into BionicDance's video last night, I realized I'm attracted to her.
Thanks, actually. I'm not above being flattered.
And I clicked on her channel and watched one of her older videos, and I realized she's a lesbian.
What, gave it away?
And I felt just a teeny bit of disappointment in discovering that, because, and maybe she can relate to this, maybe there have been instances where she's been attracted to a woman and then found out the woman was straight and felt disappointed. Fair enough?
Happens all the time. What you gonna do?
But I found myself, I asked myself, why would you feel attraction to someone, to a woman who is clearly a lesbian?
Well, what are the qualities that you look for in someone at all? Goodness knows I find myself attracted to straight women, because they have qualities that I like, that I admire. Someone's sexuality doesn't really necessarily enter into it. That's more of a gateway, an availability thing. Being able to be attracted to them and being able to date them, separate things.
And the answer might be, well, you need to question your own sexuality.
No, 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 no. No, really not. Trust me, not.
I don't think so for a couple of reasons. Number one, she's not clearly a lesbian. And what I mean by that is overtly. And I hate to use a stereotype, but women who are like with the butch haircuts and probably slightly more facial hair than the average woman, there are some women who just look like lesbians. Like there are some men who just look gay.
I'd be offended if that weren't kinda true. I mean, goodness knows I know some people who are indeed walking stereotypes. But it's not nearly as true as people might like to think. I'm not going to say that the world is crawling with lipstick lesbians, but at the same time, there's not quite as many of the sort of butch stereotype, or even like the soft butch baby dyke stereotypes that you might think. Now, as far as I'm concerned, my sexuality has to do with who I'm attracted to. It has nothing to do with my culture. It has nothing to do with my interests. None of that. I am who I am. I like what I like. And my sexuality controls only one thing that I like. Other women. That's it. So, when someone says, oh, you don't look like a typical lesbian, I had no freaking idea. I'm like, so why should I wear it on my sleeve? I mean, okay, it might be easier to get a date that way, but still, why does it have to control so much more of my life?
It doesn't mean they are, but the ones who actually just look that way, I'm not attracted to those women typically.
I kind of am attracted to some of them. There's a certain look. There's a certain kind of like really short hair that gets me. There's a kind of almost athletic like style of dress that I get into, tank tops and shit. There is a certain kind of just very overtly lesbian woman that definitely floats my ducky.
I'm turned off by them actually, and maybe if BionicDance cut her hair really short, I wouldn't find her attractive anymore.
Back in high school, I used to shave my head, and trust me when I say it wasn't pretty. There's a reason I do this now. Some people can pull that off. I really can't. I'm just not one of those people.
But in terms of my own sexuality, and I don't know how else to put this, but the thought of being with a man is repulsive to me.
I have an amazing coincidence to report, because I'm kind of repulsed by that too. Don't get me wrong, I like men. I mean, I have plenty of male friends, gay and straight, and they're wonderful people. I love hanging out with them. But not attracted to them in the least.
Let me ask you something, BionicDance. Are you 100% a lesbian?
Well, I'm actually mostly Italian, but I take your meaning. And yes. Believe me, yes.
Or is there like maybe a 1% chance that you would consider, being with a man?
Well, maybe I haven't talked about it all that much, but I've made no secret of the fact that I did once try a boy. For, I'm not sure how many months. It must have been like 4 to 6 months or something. Back in the year 2002, I dated a guy named John. I said to myself basically, hey, let's make sure. Let's give it a try. Let's give it that old college try. And, he was a nice boy. He was a very nice boy. But not what I was looking for. I mean, ultimately I ended up falling for a friend of mine, and she and I fooled around a little bit, and John and I ultimately ended up breaking up. It just, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. There's just, I don't know how to explain it, you know? I mean, it's like trying to explain why I prefer vanilla to chocolate, you know, why I prefer rock and roll to opera. It's just this gut level instinct thing. And yeah, I wish I had more of an explicit, objective way of explaining why I feel this way. But the thing about emotions is that they are subjective. There's not much you can do about it. I mean, I'm just built that way. What can I say?
Um, is that door open just a crack, or is it closed, and has it always been closed?
It's closed. Trust me.
Like Rosie O'Donnell. And I hate to use this example, but she had a very public crush on Tom Cruise. And if that was for real, basically she was saying she was attracted to him.
Actually, no. I did hear her once say where she defined the crush she was having, and she was like, it's not that she wanted to have sex with him, it's that she wanted him to mow her lawn. You know, it's like, you know, probably in short shorts and a t-shirt, but it was like she wanted him more as a trophy, not as a relationship or a fuck, right? So, not quite the same thing.
And I love the way you dress, by the way. You know, the 80s wardrobe, it's a big turn on for me.
Well, I do loves me the 80s. I mean, I was born in very late 1975. I was 5 years old at the very end of 1980. I grew up in the 80s, and there's something about it. The world was a slightly more innocent place back then, and people, I don't know, they just seem to have more fun. And in a more fun, I hate to use the word innocent again, but a more fun, innocent way. I love the 80s.
I guess I'm weird that way. Maybe I'm just weird.
Well, that's no bad thing as far as I'm concerned. Normal is boring.
I pretty much must be, because I'm about to play you guys a clip, and the question I'm going to pose to you after I play this clip, pretty much, you'll see why I feel so conflicted.
BionicDance have had enough. If you don't stop arguing, I'm going to kill every last one of you. No, not just you fuckers on YouTube. I mean every last one of you. If you don't stop fighting and threatening each other, I'm going to blow up the earth.
You see, why am I aroused by that?
I have a theory about that. Now, I'm no scientist or psychologist, but I think that while men and women are physically attracted to the opposite sex, generally speaking, they actually want the opposite sex to be more like them. I mean, how often do guys say that they just want a girl they could watch the football game with, or drink beer with, or whatever? How many women want a man to be sensitive and caring just like a woman, but they also want, you know, a masculine man or a feminine woman? I think that most people are very conflicted about what they actually want. And in that clip, I have kind of taken on a much more masculine role. I mean, I'm threatening to blow up the earth. The mad scientist type is usually portrayed as, like, a guy. There are so few women in that role. In fact, I'm trying to think of any, and the only one I can come up with is, like, the main villain in the Josie and the Pussycats movie. Maybe Cruella de Vil. You know, it's like there aren't very many of that type. I think that's a large part of it. Anyway, there's no more left to what this guy had to say. That's the end of his video. But I found it interesting, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity to talk about my sexuality, to put that actually out there in more explicit terms, because I don't think I have yet. And if I have, it was a while back. I've got a bunch of new subscribers. I might as well talk about it a little more and be open about it. I mean, I could have turned this into a complete laugh. I could have turned this into ponage. I could have made this guy look like a fool. But he seems awfully honest and sincere. I've only known him for like 2 days, and he was in that annoying Stickum chat with Variablast. But regardless, I thought it was an excellent opportunity to have a genuine back and forth, a conversation about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it was informative. And if you have opinions about it, let's talk about it down in the comments section. For now, though, BionicDance out. Please take the time to rate this video. And hey, if you dig what I do, subscribe. You might also enjoy my webcomic, The Adventures of Kinneara Baxter. You'll find a link in the info bar. Not rating videos has been shown to cause obesity, acne, and male pattern baldness in laboratory rats.